Altrincham have recorded a stunning 4-2 win here at the Hive against Barnet. I'm with Altrincham manager Phil Parkinson. Phil, that is some win for the club.
It certainly is. Absolutely delighted with the lads' second half reaction. Couldn't have asked for any more. As you said, it's a great win against another one of the top 10 teams. So we did well on Saturday against Woking. I felt that took a lot out of us, and you could see that in the first half. I thought we looked really leggy. And it's the first time that I can remember for a long time we've had to change our shape to weather that bit of a storm, and it worked.
It certainly did. We'll come on to that shortly. As you say, the first half an hour or so of the game was difficult for us, but that's maybe to be expected. Barnet, having lost their last two games, would come out flying at us. But we did. It seemed like we struggled to get a foothold in that first half an hour or so.
Yeah, I think that's the poorest we played, to be honest, in the first half. And I do feel that's down to the amount of games, energy levels, the travel today. Even though we're full time, we're preparing right, but it still takes it out of the lads. The games that we've had, I think people have got to remember that in terms of all the big teams that we've had, and this is another one of them. When I say top 10, we've had all the top 5 teams, haven't we, over the last couple of weeks? So the lads' energy levels have been through the roof, and we're not a big squad. And I felt you could really see that in the first half. Barnet was superb, by far the better team, deserved to be in the lead. Had some harsh words with the lads at half time, and listen, I'm not saying that made all the difference, but they certainly raised the levels, because what they did show there is character in abundance. And for me, that could be a bit of a season-defining moment with what we've lost in January. The character, the togetherness the lads have shown. We could have gone under there in the first half. That could have been. I've seen us lose games like that 4-1. And to come back and win 4-2 shows the recruitment's been right as well, in terms of, look at Regan Linney, he looks a real good player, doesn't he? Tyrese coming on there, Maxi, all these lads that we've brought in and we've believed in, it's paying dividends.
You mentioned the change of shape, and it felt to us as if that completely changed the nature of the game. Was that something you had in your mind to do as an option for this game particularly, or in general? Particularly, it was interesting to take Josh Lundstrom out of the central midfield area where he's been so good, but it seemed to completely change the game almost instantly.
No, it certainly wasn't intentional. It's because Barnet were that on top, and I could just see one outcome. So sometimes you have to make these on-the-spot decisions, and that's how you earn your money. And like I said, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've done it the entirety of my time in management. Because we firstly believe in what we do, and we want to impose our shape on the opposition, do what we do really well, but they were imposing on us, and we just had to stay in the game. And to go 3-5-2, they were 3-5-2. I don't like doing that. Me and Neil certainly don't like doing it, but it was just to stop the flow of their attacks. And it seems to, as you said, with Lunny going out to wing back there, Eddie can play wing back. Lunny's played wing back for Crewe. So we know we've got capabilities doing that. The good thing with Miles is he's a centre-half / full-back, so we had the personnel to do it. And obviously Jordan and Regan up top were causing them all sorts of problems. And the only reason they come off is because they cover that many yards, and I think the games have just caught up with them.
A huge moment in the game, I think it's fair to say, was right at the end of that first half, where Ollie Burns made a terrific save. And if we'd gone in at 3-1 down, which perhaps wouldn't have been unfair on the balance of play, but it would have been a very different game possibly.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think they had loads of chances, but they had definitely the territory and they had the opportunities to hurt us. So Ollie made an outstanding save. And listen, Ollie's come in for a little bit of stick over the last couple of weeks, I feel, not from myself. And people are questioning, can he make saves? I think he's shown there. That was, as I said, a game-changing moment. I felt Saturday against Woking, he was outstanding when called upon. And Ollie is a young keeper. He's 24. He's only going to get better. And these are the bits when you're young, especially when you're in goal. If you make one mistake or you're not making the saves people think you should make, it can add pressure to the lad. He's a local lad. He fiercely wants to do well for Altrincham. And listen, he's repaying that belief and that faith with an absolute top draw save there.
When we brought Regan Linney into the club, Jordan Hugh might have thought that he was here to take his place, but you might not have thought he was here to form a striking partnership with. And I thought the two combined brilliantly up front. That is an option for you, I guess, going forward to see how well they work together as a pair.
Well, definitely. I mean, even with Jordan out wide, he will naturally be coming as an inverted forward. So what Jordan's great at is pinning people, holding it up, bringing people into play. Regan's has loads of other attributes that really complement Jordan. I'm not going to say it all because other managers will listen and I've just realised what I was saying. But they both complement each other really well. They're both tenacious, aggressive and very good finishers.
And speaking of good finishing, that was a real feature of all three of the goals we scored in the second half from Maxi Oyedele, Regan Linney and Tyrese Sinclair. Some great finishing. And I mean, that second half, that must be as good as it gets as your time as Altrincham manager, possibly?
Probably not as good as it gets, but it's a great feeling because of how poor we were in the first half. But I think what you touched on there, we've had it done to us where we've been far the superior team and a team's finished every single chance they've had. Maybe it was one of them nights for us for a change, which doesn't often happen. But I'd like to think what we've brought in are very clinical, and I think you could see that tonight. One of my gripes, and probably everybody else can see it as well, is we weren't efficient enough in front of goal, even with the calibre of players that we had. We've changed it round and hopefully we can. Hopefully that can be a feature from now to the end of the season.
And given what we've lost in forward areas in recent weeks, the fact that we've scored 7 in the last 2 games, that says a lot about what this side can achieve.
Well, we've always created chances. The way we want to play is open, it's expansive. And we were getting found out today. They were exploiting us massively at times. They looked like they had more energy. They had more know-how. They worked their shape better than us. But what the lads showed today was endeavour, character, and a willingness to turn the game around. And they did that. That wasn't anything tactical. That was a shape change to help them stay in the game. But man for man, they had to step up, and they did. And as we said, although we haven't created loads, we were ever so clinical there.
And finally, there were some great scenes at the end there with the Altrincham fans. Really good away support on a Tuesday night in North London. Long way to come, and I'm sure every single Altrincham fan that was here tonight will be glad that they made it. And it was brilliant to see that with the fans. They were fantastic tonight.
Yeah, I can only thank them for the support. It was amazing, and listen, it helped so much. You can see how the lads were at the end. They want to enjoy it with them. Brian said to me about how he enjoyed my celebrations with the fans last time. I know how passionate everybody is about it. We all are here, or you wouldn't get them performances. As I said, we give everything. We work ever so hard. The lads are a reflection of that, and hopefully we can keep going from strength to strength now.
Thanks, Phil. Brilliant win. Thanks.